Guys, this is Roxana from the YouTube channel Roxana y Armando Forever, and today I want to share with you my tutorial of how to make a baby cake topper for a baby shower cake. If you are new looking at my videos, you must know that I don't speak English well, so it's gonna be a little bit hard to understand. Plus, today when I'm doing this video, it's really late at night, so everybody in my house is sleeping, so I'm kind of whispering a little bit, but I have the microphone really close to my mouth, so it's gonna be difficult to understand. Even if you don't understand what I'm saying, you can turn down your volume and you can do this tutorial just by looking at the pictures and looking at the images. Okay, well, the first things that you're gonna need is, of course, gum paste. You can always find gum paste, pre-made gum paste online, and I believe Michael's has pre-made gum paste, and there is several websites which have the recipe to make homemade gum paste. Well, the first thing that we are gonna need is a rolling pin, a little bit of water on a little container, a tool to make a pattern. This is like a little pizza cutter with points on the end, so when you roll this through your fondant or through your gum paste, it'll leave a pattern like stitches. We also going to need a knife and toothpicks. We're going to need luster dust on white and on red. They are like pearly edible colors. I believe they are from the Wilton's brown, and you can always find that on Michael's. And also we are gonna need brown color. This is edible gel from Wilton's. We're gonna need a white gum paste, light blue, dark blue, and brown. We also gonna need gum paste on skin color, so you're gonna get this color just by mixing yellow, red, and a little bit of white. Now what are you gonna do is make a tear shape just by rolling your gum paste and make more pressure on one end than the other, and that's how you get the tear shape or the drop shape. Now to make his head, we are going to measure a little bit of gum paste. It has to be like twice smaller than the body. So we are gonna make a ball just by rolling the gum paste between the palms of our hands. So we just warm it up a little bit and then rolling between our hands. Now that we have the ball, we are gonna cut the tip of our drop shape, because we're gonna put it right there. We make a little bit of pressure of our ball because that's the way that his head should look. So we cut the tip and we fix it a little bit using our hands to try to make it like a neck. So now we shape the head, and we are gonna glue it together with a little bit of water. So using our brush, we're gonna put a dash of water on his head and press it a little bit against his body. Now to shape his head and his face, we are gonna make a little pressure on the middle of his head, and we're gonna make the arch of his nose. We are going to press down with 2 fingers and then lift a little bit to try to make his arch of his nose. So that's the way that we are going to make a space to draw the eyes and to put the nose. And as you can see, we just press down and then slide our fingers a little bit up, and that way we make the arch of his nose. Now with a little bit of skin color compass, we are gonna roll it between our fingers to make a little ball. That way we are going to make his nose. Now we're gonna glue it together with a little bit of water. Remember not to use too much water because as you can see, these gummies tend to move or to slice if you put too much water. So just try to put the little bit of water that you can put. Now using our brush, we're gonna make a hole just about like a half an inch of our nose, and we're gonna make a hole over here because we are gonna put a pacifier on him. With a blue gum piece, we're gonna make a shape drop just by using our fingers and press it down more on one side. We put a little bit of water inside the hole, and when we insert the shape on his mouth, and we're gonna make again another hole in the middle because we have to put the handle of the pacifier, and we just make a little blue snake, and we are gonna glue together the 2 ends of this little snake and glue it with a little bit of water and insert this on the hole that we just made. You can push it a little bit with the end of your brush. We twist it a little bit just to make it look good. Now that we did this, we are going to make his eyes. We are going to use a toothpick, and we are just going to make a little dots. That way we ended up having like a curvy line, and they are going to be his eyes, but because he's sleeping, he has his eyes closed. So we just do this several times, and we ended up with this curvy line, and we do the same on the other side. With the brown gel food coloring, we are going to paint his eyebrows. So using a toothpick, we are going to just dip it on the brown color, and we are just going to paint his eyebrows. And we do the same thing on the other side. To make his head, we are going to make a white ball and just pressing down a little bit with the end of our rolling pin, and then to make it a little bit bigger and to make it the exactly size of the head of the baby, we are going to put pressure on it just using one of our fingers and trying to make the hole bigger. Using one of our fingers, we're going to press it down and around the white circle, and that way we are going to make these little waves for his hat. Now that we have this, we are going to glue it with a little bit of water. Remember, use just a little bit, a dash of water, and we are place this on the back of his head. Now to fix it, we are going to place it on the back of his head and a little bit underneath of his head. We make a little bit of pressure, just take care of his head and of his face, so don't smush this. You can do this if you want, just to reshape the head, the hat. You can use your brush, the tip of your brush too, if you want this to look a little bit nicer. Now that you have done this, we are going to paint his hair just by using again the brown color and using our brush. You can do any kind of hairdo that you want. Now we are going to make a hole just on one side of his head, and we make a drop tear or drop shape, and we just place it inside of the hole to make his ear. And we do just helping with the brush, we just make a little more hold, and that gets the look of an ear. We do the same thing on the other side. To make a little ball around, we're going to make a little snake. We're gonna flat it out with rolling pin and cut the ends with our knife. Now that we have this flat, we are going to put water around his neck, and we are going to place the snake, the flat snake, around and underneath of his neck. That way it looks like it's part of the hat, and we are going to put it like it's tied on a bowl in front. So, and then we're going to make the bowl. We place a little bit of water, and we bring on the middle the two ends of our little flat snake. We push it on the middle, we squish it, and then we are going to put it on the front of his face and on his neck, and just reshape it a little bit, and that's get the look. Now to make his arms, we're gonna make a thick snake. They have to be a little bit thicker. So now that we have this, we fold it in half to have two even sizes, and we cut it on the middle, so that way we have two arms the same size. Now we're going to just see how are we going to put the hands, and to make the palm of his hand, we're going to make pressure a little bit with one finger, just rolling back and forward and making a little bit of pressure. Now we just flat it up a little bit, making pressure with two fingers on that cut 4 times, and that way we are going to get his little fingers. We are going to place it the way that we want to be, and do the same on the other arm. Now that we have the two arms done, we just put it on the side, and it has to look just how you want it to look, and then just glue it together with a little bit of water. To make his legs, we are going to do the same technique to have two even parts. Then just bring up a little of the size, one of the sides, and flatten out a little bit on the bottom. If the leg is too long, just cut it at the end with the knife. To make his toes, you just roll little tiny balls of gum paste, and you place it on top of his foot. Just remember to put it on the right side, because in this picture I put it on the wrong side. Now to make the blanket, we just roll out light blue fountain, and we are going to make a rectangle, and just make sure that is the right side. That way you can show the little fingers, the little toes of your baby and his head. Now with this tool we're going to make kind of stitches, so that's the tool. Now making a little snake, and using the end of our brush, we're gonna press down a little bit, and then press down on the other side. To glue it together, we're going to use a little bit of water and put it underneath of our blanket, and we are going to do this all around our blanket, okay? And remember, glue it with a little bit of water. Now we put water on the belly of our baby, and we place on top the little blanket, and That's our baby. We're going to use red dust and just put it a little bit on the cheeks and up the nose. And we are going to use white luster dust and just brush it on top of baby blanket. To make the bear, we're going to make a little brown tear shape or a little brown drop shape, and then a circle to make his head, and just make a little pressure with one finger on the middle of his face. To attach the head, we're going to use a toothpick and put a little bit of water on it, and we are going to place his head on the toothpick. Now to make his ears, we are going to use just two little circles, and we are going to put a little bit of water on both sides of his head and make the circles. Just smash a little bit, or make pressure a little bit, and then use the end of our brush, just uh, make this kind of circle over there. Now to make his arms and his legs, we're going to make the same technique to have them even. We cut on four pieces and then reshape them a little bit like um, a tear or a drop, and we are just going to put it on the neck and on the bottom of the body of our teddy bear, using brown color, and using a toothpick we are going to make his eyes this way. So that's it. And to make his nose, we just roll a little bit of brown color gum paste between our fingers, and we glue it together with a little bit of water. So that's it, guys. Now we're going to make his rattle toy, or I don't know how you call this toy. So we make a little snake, we glue together the two ends of it, and then we make a little blue ball and we place it together with water. And that's it. That's our baby sleeping cake topper made of gum paste. So we can use this on any kind of cakes. And remember, if you want me to make any kind of cake toppers to you have to live here in Chicago, because I do not deliver these cake toppers to you if you live out of the Chicago area. And remember, the only way to contact me is by my email address, which is Roxana Y Armando forever at hotmail.com. Well, see you in the next video. Bye.